Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CCW, back to your regularly scheduled episoding. And we kick off with both of your second round matches for the Chaotic Tag Team Tournament. And it seems like the team featuring The Rock has drawn first.
Indeed, you can hear the crowd. They are electric for this man. Not a huge surprise. He's one of the best actors in Hollywood, one of the legends of the ring. And frankly, you got to think that he also has a bit of tag team knowledge to himself. This
Yes,
man. Oh,
multiple
sorry, go ahead.
multiple former tag team championships with various tag team partners, so has
And
experience with the surprise tag team partner concept of this tournament.
and also his tag team partner definitely shares the aggressive style that The Rock can develop. The Rock can be kind of unrelenting dependent on the matchup, so I think he and his teammate will do very well tonight.
Yes, if you have not yet seen the first round matchups, do go back, get yourself caught up. All of the previous episodes are kept around here on YouTube.
The crowd still cheering for The Rock. Speaks numbers about his legacy in wrestling.
Rock might just be one of the world's most famous wrestlers, although John Cena's definitely nipping at his heels for that title by this point.
And arguably Batista too. And of course, time for The Rock's tag team partner. It is the Boserweight.
As hailing from the universe where everyone is Bo Dallas.
Which is still a baffling concept, but either way, Bo Dallas, I should say Bo Dunn, Pete Dallas, I don't even know. But he has also been pulling his weight in this division. I mean, I'm still confused. Do you think it's Bo Dallas with the experience of Pete Dunne, or is it Pete Dunne with just the face of Bo Dallas?
It is. I mean, everyone from there looks like Bo Dallas. They are all Bo Dallas.
Yeah, but are they all Bo Dallas, or just people that are just looking like Bo Dallas? Like, that's the question.
Like he has moves from both Bo Dallas and Pete Dunne, so it's really hard to say.
It's an enigma. And if I'm not mistaken, former Who's Here champion.
A man that does not feel the need to have music. He is here for a fight.
It is Scorpion. Scorpion has been rather impressive, though his tag win last time he competed, bit controversial, to say the least.
The shortest match in the tournament so far. Maybe the shortest match in our show's history so far. At least this season.
Well, I was about to say, definitely this season. Just kept Irish whipping his opponent straight into the side of the ring.
Then last minute, got into the ring and took the count-out victory.
I mean, to be fair, that's a tactical way to win. Yes. We didn't think we'd see such tactics, but
we've seen an aggression side, like the aggressive side of Scorpion, but maybe we're gonna start seeing the intelligent side of Scorpion. And if that's the case, you've got to think that timing up with Woken Matt Hardy is definitely a good way to strengthen that aspect of your game.
Well, I think it's not even that sort of case. I think it's just the whole strategy is coming from Matt Hardy. You know, Matt's been around for, as far as his entity keeps saying, thousands of years. He's met many historical warriors. He's met many military leaders. And you got to think he's borrowing from that history.
Yes, Matt Hardy, not only has he read The Art of War, he probably helped write it.
Well, either that or he was the peer reviewer. I had no doubt of his knowledge in this matchup. Also, former tag team champion with his brother, or his Mortal Coil's brother, I guess.
Who we will see in the other match, because he did also qualify on the other side of the bracket.
Which is his brother did.
Yes.
I forgot Jeff had.
Yes, Jeff
For a
also
second.
qualified. He is on the other side of he is on our other semi-final match, which will be right after this match.
I mean, you gotta think Jeff and Matt are kind of, I don't want to say happy for each other. I think they're happy to face each other.
Yes,
They've rarely had a contest against one another.
yes, but all those rivalries that they have had have been quite significant.
And, I mean, what would be more significant than crowning the first CCW tag champs?
Well, this is for the number one contendership against alternate reality me and Sam, who won the tag championships on.
I do
wanna say
apologize.
the second episode, maybe the first episode. I don't remember.
Our inaugural number one contenders.
Yes,
There we go.
getting the first shot at the champions, who we saw in against each other and against Vince McMahon and a clown and Eric Rowan in a tables match last week.
A fascinating matchup for sure. Matt Hardy taking advantage of the recently tagged in Boserweight. 9 to 5 elbow to the shoulder.
And dropping one straight to the heart.
It looks like they're not going for a more aggressive tactical style here. Like last week, they're going more for a wear down tactic.
Yeah, just shots on shots on shots.
I mean, to be fair, The Rock has nearly 20 years experience.
Running power slam into the corner, then into the middle of the ring. Boserweight getting up.
Clothesline straight into the corner, followed by a pinfall.
Barely
Matt
a one
kicking
count.
We have two men of the Attitude Era in the ring, Matt and The Rock. The Rock being forced to roll out after a clothesline.
Luring Matt in, it seems. Hits him with a couple shots, picks him up, and slams him right into the second hardest part of the ring. Of course, the hardest part of the ring being the ring posts. I do not know if
Looks like
audio. No, okay, we're good.
no, we're still fine. We're on count 4. The referee Marky Mark, ever so diligent man in stripes.
Don't think they're going for
It
another
looks.
count-out victory.
I mean, you go what you can get. You know what I mean? Could backfire though. And this is what I mean. The Rock could take advantage. Could be a tie for The Rock, ensuring them in by the count of 9. I think this is what I was alluding to, the fact that The Rock wasn't going to be tricked by that sort of tactic. You got to think.
I mean, the Rock was the one that took it to the outside in the first place, so
I mean, true,
I
but
don't think he was ready for whatever Matt might have planned.
yeah, still, he didn't seem to want to fall for a count-out loss. Either way, some clubbing forearms there by the Boserweight.
European uppercut.
Followed by a suplex. Snap suplex more particularly.
Matt firing himself up. And again, that elbow right to the chest.
Looks like they're going for the side effect.
One of my favorite moves, personally.
Side effect connects. Matt taking a while to capitalize. Not actually catalyzing it all. It's good for the arm. And only one count.
The spine looking for something.
He could. I think we all know what he's going for.
Twist of fate.
Twist of fate. And a pinfall. Rock going to break it up.
That could have been if Rock didn't get involved.
Marky Mark having a breather. I think accidentally caught in the conflict.
And now working the arm off the Boza weight. That elbow drop for the third time. Irish whip reversed into the corner. Tag made.
Rock getting the advantage of the power game. And Matt sending the Rock over the top rope.
It's taking it back to the outside. And back to the inside.
A side effect to the Rock. They're in a second.
Yeah, both men on that team now have taken that move.
Matt's been pretty much in the driving seat. Rock very quick to get out of the way. The submission attempt.
Sit out Gourdbuster.
He's looking to get a second one.
But the Rock knows that one coming. Counters into the Dragon Screw.
Oh, here we go. The Rock bottom.
Pulls him away from the ropes.
I think he's still a bit too close to Scorpion. Breaks up the pin.
Rock
still
with Scorpion.
setting road top rope, nearly colliding with Scorpion's tag team partner. Time for an electrifying comeback.
Getting the ball rolling with a triplet of clotheslines. Just stalking his opponent is the Rock.
Are we seeing a Texas Cloverleaf? I believe we are.
We are seeing the world's worst sharpshooter.
I don't like to acknowledge it as a sharpshooter. That's the issue.
That's why I'm officially calling it the world's worst sharpshooter.
That is why I will continually butcher as the Cloverleaf. Not to give it credit. Scorpion breaking up yet another pin.
Scorpion's still relatively fresh.
Rock bottom once again to Matt Hardy, the second one this match.
Again, Scorpion wakes up.
I think The Rock is thinking about it. The Rock is really not thinking about ring awareness here. Trying to capitalize too close to his tag team enemy.
As much as he has tag team experience, it has been a while since he's been in a high tag team environment.
And he's never faced a Hellspawn and a borderline immortal.
Yeah, someone with actual experience with the multiverse.
It's someone who is kind of a tour guide, one could argue. Either way, the Rock's seeming to want to wear down Matt again.
I think if Matt has any hopes of winning this now, he's gonna have to make that tag.
The Rock tagging in the Boserweight.
Laying in the right hands.
Bringing in the brawling style. Bulldog from Bo.
That slips out the back door. To a jumping net breaker.
Matt's just taking some time. Now that he's got momentum, he wants to try shift it into his court even further.
Don't know if that's a wise move. I feel like he should probably be going for the tag, but
Well, looks
Matt feels like he's got it.
he's thinking of it again. Third twist of fate. This match.
Well, second successful one, third attempt at it.
I mean, didn't he get one on the rock?
No, he went for one on the rock. The rock caught it.
Oh yeah. Either way, third attempt of the night.
Second one on the Boserweight. Though that is
Both
worth saying.
away, unfortunate in
And
knockout. Is he
now
going
the
for
third one!
avalanche? An avalanche. Rocks on the floor.
And he managed to do it.
Matt Hardy taking capitalization to the max.
You've got to think, the finals of this tournament is also tonight, and Scorpion was hardly in the match. Like, they kept a man very fresh going into tonight's final.
But that's also not a great thing because Matt's going to be a bit weak. You got to think.
It is potentially a risky strategy, but we'll see if it pays off for them.
Still, they managed to beat The Rock and Bo. I want to keep saying Bo Dallas, but I don't even know anymore. Either way, a strong victory from these two men here tonight.
Yes, we will see these two men in the main event facing the winners of the next match. We'll see just after a short break, just after we let the winners take in their moment.
And it looks like the second half of the tag tournament semi-finals is about to begin.
And we start with bringing up the conversation that it is very possible that we will have Hardy versus Hardy in the final.
All that they need to do is win this match. And by they, we mean the team. I'd like to say captained by Jeff, but it seems like an equal split.
I feel like Jeff is the brains very much in this team. And definitely the veteran edge and the tactical side of this team, where his partner is more the powerhouse, to say the least.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you look at them side by side, it'll make sense. Still, Jeff, former world champion in multiple promotions, former tag champion, incredible athlete in general. And he is being teamed with a surprising competitor.
And showing some signs of cohesion here is the big ham boy wearing a Hardy Boy shirt.
I mean, you got to appreciate the team spirit, so to speak.
Yeah, it's an encouraging sign.
They're also the only team to have similar merch, or sharing it, I guess, in this case. My question is how they found one that fit.
I mean, there are large wrestling fans. I imagine they sell them in those sizes anyway.
Yeah, but in Hamboy size?
Do we know what Hamboy size is?
I'm afraid to ask him.
It's probably for the best, yeah.
Especially with the handprint.
Yeah.
Either way, definitely the powerhouse of the Ham and Hardy connection.
Probably the powerhouse of the whole tournament.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
And this tournament had Big E in it.
Well, definitely the strongest out of the semi-finals, let's say. As it looks to be Stuart Ashens coming out first with his team.
He's making his return after the slight collapse of the multiverse.
Thankfully, the tat saved him for once.
It's found a use for all that tat, and it's not getting destroyed by the collapse of the multiverse, apparently.
Who would have known that pop stations could do that sort of thing?
I certainly wouldn't have guessed.
I doubt he would have too. It's nice to see he's making time, given his movie career.
Yes. Well, Polybius House is out. I still haven't got the chance to watch it.
Indeed, and his tag team partner, some might refer to him as Tat, depending on your love of peanuts.
I would certainly refer to their attempt of baby Yodering him, Tat, because that's really cheap
They
and
tried
awful
to
marketing.
baby Yoda a peanut.
Yep. It was a Super Bowl commercial.
Why? Why?
Because marketing. Because capitalism.
I mean, he doesn't seem to care if the fans hate that or not.
No, he's a
Which-
capitalist peanut. Do you really think the capitalists care what you think?
Maybe. I think they care if I eat their peanuts.
Yeah, capitalists only care that you buy their product.
Huh, joke's on them, I don't. Either way, it looks like it'll be Jeff and Ashen starting out in this contest.
Lock up.
Similar beginnings to the match with Matt and The Rock.
It's Hardy with the experience, probably pushing the account to the corner more than necessarily strength. Although Ashen's now the second lockup, showing it, taking the stride. Marky Mark again, getting in there to push it, break it up.
Atomic drop.
Then a kick to the midsection.
Definitely a more aggressive or less nuanced Hardy style.
Do you think that could be because he's teaming with an aggressive man such as the Big Ham Boy?
I think it's one of those where you just kind of want the match to be over quicker, and being aggressive will get you there. Because remember, these guys are competing again if they win.
Yes, the winners will be in the main event for your number one contendership for the tag team titles at our special show next time. Which title still to be determined because of universe collapse shenanigans. And for that kick again, Ashen's out the way.
But as you were saying, it does appear to be that perhaps Hamboy has brought on a more aggressive Hardy. I mean, to be fair, I think anyone teaming with Hamboy would be a bit more aggressive.
Ashen's doing his job to find out the corner, but gets a cheap shot from Hamboy.
That's tactics. It's not really that cheap, that's just smart. Why not help your partner out when you can?
Whatever you call it, was certainly effective for the moment, but Ashen's managing to fight back again. And tags in the capitalist peanut.
Capitalist Peanut getting kicked in the face by Hardy. Right on the monocle.
The peanut might have to meet the bacon.
The Peanut is definitely making an impression with the bacon.
Big back body drop there. Elevation they must have got off that, if not just from Big Hamboy alone.
It's the battle of two relatively salty foods. Back and forth strike fest.
It's Mr. Peanut thinking pork rinds getting trying to take some of the market.
Alley-oop.
Tosses the peanut out of the corner.
Hamboy, I think, noticed Ashen's trying to help give some momentum to Peanut. Prevents it. Tag to Hardy with a punch.
countering and just laying flat.
Peanut sending Hardy over the top rope. Hamboy only watching on.
Stiff forearm and throws him back in. Hard into the corner. Peanut looking for the tag.
And it looks like they're getting a bit of air.
Oh, the assisted slingshot shoulder block.
Ashen's going with his usual style. Trying to slow up the pace of the match a little bit.
Taking away some of the striking games of Jeff.
Wrenching on that arm twice.
Ooh, now for a slightly different angle. Just focused attack on the arms of Jeff.
Looks like Hardy wasn't going to let that happen for a fourth time. Goes to the Boston Crab. Immediate rope break.
That's too close to the ropes there. Twist of hate.
Yes, the stunner variant.
Yeah, sit out stunner variant, the twist of hate.
I want to say that was a move Hamboy taught him.
Yeah, it was almost a warrior style splash.
Into a leg drop.
Jeff
He's
going
gonna.
to the top.
We all know how Hardy goes from the top rope. Swanton bomb connects. Pin to Stewart. And Peanut failed to break up the pin.
Peanut's mad. He thought he had that broken up.
I think he tripped.
Yeah, you could see him at the end yelling to the timekeepers like, no, I broke that up. I hit that. But no, he missed.
Either way, Peanut may be disappointed, but it does look as though we have Hardy versus Hardy.
Yes.
Which would be a very interesting predicament.
We were saying about Scorpion not taking a lot of damage in the last. Neither did Big Hamboy.
Hamboy, yeah, he only really took a few blows and that's it.
Yeah, you gotta
And Hardy took less overall than Matt as well.
Yes, they have less time to recover, but they might be the fresher team.
Could bow into their favor. Either way, Jeff and Hamboy, the new Hardys to some degree, with the win. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. The chamber is down, and it is here for the Who's Here Championship.
Yes, we went to the back and asked who's here, who wants a title shot. But first, starting in the pods, our current reigning and defending Who's Here champion.
And also one hell of a champion in his own right. Eddie Guerrero.
Latino Heat.
So, here's your pappy. That's all I can say. For Eddie Guerrero, one of the best wrestlers to ever exist. A veteran.
Yeah, one of the smartest players of the game.
The liar, the cheater, the stealer. The one that captured hearts and minds. A competitor of Mexico, Japan, and America. And now the proud holder of the Who's Here Championship. We're still waiting to see.
The first to successfully defend.
I was going to bring that up, indeed. We've had no defending champions retain. The closest we got was Tyler Bate.
Yes, Tyler Bate going down to the final 3 in our
Yes.
last contest.
Yes, lost to Jericho, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And number 2 pod entrant.
He is here for our semi-main event. He is here for the second shot at the mid-card division, but he seems like he also wants to go for the two titles and get the Who's Here belt as well.
Well, Grassman's definitely confident, but Grassman is a very unusual athlete, to say the least.
Yeah, it's the power of the grass. It's not quite the
Not
power
be
of the green.
That's what I was going to say. Do not confuse it with Swamp Thing or Poison Ivy. He's strutting. He was strutting down, slowing down to make sure he doesn't run into the stairs.
Yeah, sizing up the chamber. It's an interesting choice for the Grassman to choose to take part in this match with the eight-man eliminator coming up later tonight.
I mean, if you're confident enough to go for it, why not? Plus, he might be able to regenerate between matches. I've not checked what Grassman does.
That is a interesting point.
All he needs is water, I'd imagine. As we move on to the third pod entrant. And this is a surprise.
Well, since the collapse of the multiverse, the commission has decided it's probably a good idea to have paranormal investigators on hand.
And it turns out one of them happens to be a demon.
As professional paranormal investigator and demon Hellboy is joining us.
And not to mention a legitimate badass in his own right. I mean, Hellboy's gone toe-to-toe with many tough opponents. He's even had the opportunity to fight Superman. So you gotta think he has endurance.
No.
Familiar music.
He's
Familiar
not.
Tron. I think he is. Capitalism does not care what you think.
Not happy about the ending of the last match.
Immediately wanting to get into the next. I mean, the belt would fit capitalism.
Yes, the current placeholder Who's Here belt is the $1 Million Championship.
It just wanted to have a more, expensive appearance. Oh, he's throwing the stick.
Which is an odd choice considering Elimination Chamber's a no DQ.
I think he just wants to get the job done without it. Mr. Peanut will be our last pod entrant. The next two athletes will be starting the match. The question is, who will be the two?
We've heard that screech before.
We definitely have. Lot of lights in the crowd. As we await the fifth entrant. Oh no.
It is a spoopifer.
A spoopifer. We have multiple.
It is a wild spoopifer.
He has shown up. I believe this would be his TV non-dark match debut.
I think that might be the case.
I believe Spoopifer won that match as well, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember.
Neither do I. All I know is that it's a Spoopifer. He's eyeing up everyone with those never blinking eyes. And entrant number 6 The last one of the match.
Roshi's coming back.
Indeed. The master of turtle style. The trainer of Goku.
And to a lesser extent, Krillin.
And the ladies' man. As he would like to say.
He would like us to call him a ladies' man.
He would like to pay us to call him a ladies' man. What is wrong with his face?
I don't know.
I am concerned.
It's suddenly got a mask embedded in it.
That's a choice.
Thank God we have paranormal investigators in the room.
Hellboy was definitely required. Roshi's looking. Eyes on Hellboy. Looks like eyes on Peanut, I think.
But first, we'll have to deal with the spoopifer.
Yes, he has to deal with the supernatural.
As always, your referee, Marky Mark.
A staple of CCW programming, no less. As Roshi takes the early game. You gotta think, however, that, as we mentioned with Mr. Peanut, do you think he's salty over his loss?
Oh, definitely. Like, I think Mr. Peanut thought he had broke up that pin. Like, he was clearly yelling to the timekeepers, like, no, that shouldn't have been the end of the match.
That is an understandable one. Still, it's interesting for him to immediately want back in.
I would imagine he got to Gorilla, saw that the next match was the Who's Here match, and just stayed in Gorilla.
Yeah, he just put his stick down, like, nope, not moving. And it looks like the Supernatural's gonna be investigated early. The tallest man in the match, not counting headwear.
Has come to investigate the existence of a spoop. Early pin there from Hellboy onto Roshi. Super kick from Spoopifer.
And a kick to the gut.
Barely phasing Hellboy.
Hellboy with the hammering hits the Spoopifer. Spoopifer with the drop kick.
Roshi with one of his own.
Entrant 4 is going to be entering the match soon. Hellboy staggered but not down. Drop kick, enabling the fall.
Backbreaker onto Spoopifer as Mr. Peanut makes his way into the ring.
Capitalism is coming in, boys.
Connor roll. Roshi kicks out.
Oh no, Hellboy just carrying Roshi.
Effortlessly.
I mean, a man of Hellboy's height, easily around the 7-foot mark.
A few quick kicks to the face of Hellboy, followed by the European single leg drop kick. Roshi going to town on everybody. Try to remind people why he is a martial arts master. Here comes the champion, Eddie Guerrero, into the match.
Which leaves Grassman as the freshest man, pun intended. Hellboy head into the steel.
Spoopifer with the pin.
Peanut just standing over Hellboy. He and Spoopifer going to work.
Trying to take out who is probably the strongest man in the match. It could be a smart strategy.
Definitely could be.
Low angle DDT there.
Meanwhile, Roshi going after Eddie Guerrero. That's a call I never thought I'd be making.
And yeah, here we are in our weird, effed up part of the multiverse.
And as we mentioned, Grassman is the freshest competitor.
Which is probably for the best. He does have another match tonight.
I mean, it might not be best going after Hellboy, though. Last time I checked, Fire does a number on grass.
Not to mention, Hellboy has fought Swamp Thing. He knows how to deal with the stronger version of Grassman's power.
Hellboy going after Grassman. Only a 1 count. Peanut going after Spookbuffer. Spookbuffer has been eliminated.
And a crucifix bomb from Eddie onto Hiroshi on the outside.
The outside is not comfortable.
Very little padding between you and the Great.
Grassman picking up Eddie. Throwing him straight to the outside.
Complete shot from Mr. Peanut onto Hellboy.
Peanut's looking for the second elimination. Only a 2 count on Hellboy.
Rolling forearm over Marky Mark.
It's surprising Marky Mark didn't get hit on the way.
That was an impressive move from Mr. Peanut, but spinning heel kick might take him out. Oh, kicks out and stays in the match.
Eddie's having a lie outside, but it looks like Grassman's not giving the upper. Is Grassman going to the top?
He thought about it.
Eddie moved, I think.
Hellboy taking out Roshi with the powerbomb.
Grassman going after Eddie in a perhaps weirder call than Roshi, but alas. We are down to 4 competitors. We are down to Hellboy, Mr. Peanut, Grassman, and the current Who's Here champion, Eddie Guerrero.
Grassman hitting the stupidest move in all of wrestling, the leg DDT, and then a normal DDT onto Eddie Guerrero.
The double DDT could be enough. Eddie with a 1, though.
Drop kick to the back of the head.
Grassman going for a double foot stomp from standing. Howard dodging.
And Hellboy just choking Grassman against the middle rope. Those are steel cables wrapped in a thin layer of rubber.
Hellboy getting tormented by Grassman. Mr. Peanut going after the champion.
The back of the head bouncing off of Guerrero's knee.
Trying to crack the nut, I'd say.
Neckbreaker in return. Another leg DDT from Grassman.
Mr. Peanut going for the pinfall on the champion. Eddie with a 2.
Champion stays in it for now. Hellboy loading up the stone fist. It's just about legal. And it's enough to take out Grassman.
I mean, you can't help the fact you've biologically got stone on your fist.
Yep, that's like there's nothing we can do about that one.
Yeah, that's a biological thing. We kind of have to allow it. Though to be fair, I'm sure Hellboy's not complaining. And notably, Eddie joint best so far in defending. He and Bate both being in remainder of top 3.
Yes. Guerrero is smart as ever, waiting for his to take his spot on too. Mr. Peanut and looking for the 3 amigos. That's 2. Gets the 3rd. Goes for the cover.
Could Eddie be the best defending champ so far? Close.
Peanut just holding on. Using the hat for leverage to snap the neck of Mr. Peanut.
Hellboy taking advantage, going to pin Eddie. Defending champion still in.
Wants that retention, wants that label, but the Stone Fist
Ooh.
looks to claim a second victim in the match.
And it looks like Eddie is not defending it successfully. We are down to Hellboy and Mr. Peanut.
Mr. Peanut has already wrestled in 1 match tonight.
It would be amazing to see Mr. Peanut win the matchup.
Goes for the cover.
Only a 2 count.
I don't think Mr. Peanut has done nearly enough to get to keep Hellboy down yet, but that is the complete shot.
Mr. Peanut going to take a pin here.
And
Mr. Peanut. Damn. Mr. Peanut with the surprise victory.
Fueled by the anger of the ending of the last match, decided, no, he's having a win tonight.
And what a win it is over 5 men for a title, no less.
Crucifix bomb there.
That was always gonna hurt. Especially with a turtle shell hitting in the back, the spine.
That is an earlier complete shot into Hellboy. Oh, it seems like he has took at least 2 during the match.
I hate to say it, but the belt suits the champion.
Mr. Peanut rocking the $1 million belt, the Who's Here Championship.
And he is enjoying his victory. Definitely a lot less salty than he was earlier. As he stands as the new Who's Here champion.
We need a #1 contender for the Multiversal Championship. And so the commission has set up this gauntlet match to determine said #1 contender.
And what a man to start with. He doesn't always go for titles, but when he does, it's always the main one.
He is the most decadent man. He only does the most decadent moves.
He only drinks the most decadent of drinks. And he also only reads the most decadent of decadence. I think he's excited for the opportunity.
Yes, this is his main show debut, I believe.
Correct. He was unfortunate to lose to Spoopifer in a loaded ready run themed match.
Yes,
with, I believe, the West Country Doctor as well.
Yes, I think that the West Country Doctor was the one of the last ones in that match.
Yes, he was. The decadent man, apparently hoping to get the world title.
The multiversal title.
That's the word, indeed.
We're not just one world, we're all the worlds. He also only does the most decadent of entrances.
We have heard the screams before. And it appears that this time, he's not come alone.
Yes, Big Show cornering Jack Watkins officially now. After the interference in the match against Roderick Strong a few weeks back.
I'm not sure we know how the alliance got brought together. But who is to decline the presence of a 7-foot athlete in your corner?
Yes, we are not ones to turn down seconds here in CCW. Unless the situation arises that it would be unwrought, or if we reach the person limit, because this multiverse only allows so many people in it at once.
Yes, it's arbitrary, but that's just how it is. Either way, English born and raised, a vicious style. The Ripper, like the Reaper, appears ready to compete tonight.
Either of these two men hope to get their title shot, they're going to have to run the whole gauntlet.
Decadent winning the collar lockup.
Starting out with a headlock.
Watkins with the whip.
Yeah, pushes him off, grabs the arm. Hammerlock.
Decadent with the elbow.
Lock up. Into the ropes. Marky into break. Clean break. Clean break. It's now working it over the arm. Second man reversing into an armbar of his own.
Very technical contest so far.
Trying to preserve energy, I think. Again, whoever wins this is going to have to fight two other men if they hope to win the number one contendership.
Still, you got to think that the Reaper has the advantage here. It likes the Big Show in the corner.
The big Show in Watkins' corner could be the deciding factor.
Over the slam. It's to a jumping elbow.
Most decadent of elbow drops. Watkins out the back. Single leg. Drop kick. And a single leg drop kick of his own.
Appears to be mirroring one another.
This might be a lot more even of a matchup than we first thought.
I mean, both of them have a sense of style, so it does seem perhaps that they are borrowing from one another.
That's two men with a flair for the theatrics.
Reaper taking control. Shifting into the Decadent's corner. Irish whip into the forearm smash.
Takes control. Against the ropes. Stiff punch from the Decadent man. Just bouncing Watkins' heads off the corner.
Decadent man looking to try to wrap it up early.
It's a sound strategy. You've got two other men to go.
Not only that, but he doesn't even know who they are. He doesn't know what to expect, what style he's going to run up against. So he's got to hope he knows what's going on. Beautiful leg drop.
Slingshot into
From
the
the
leg drop up to the top.
Reaper looking for a moonsault perhaps. Going into a splash and missing the opportunity.
Showboating from the Decadent Man.
Luckily able to finish just before the Reaper.
Another one of those leaping clotheslines.
Going for a backdrop. Executed.
Most decadent stare down from the most decadent man.
Taking a small breather, you could think.
To the top.
Going into a drop kick. Reaper jumps off of it, leaps over. Do off the ropes.
Rolling
This,
forearm almost knocks out Watkins.
and that leaves Decadent Man ready. He's got Watkins up. Into the German. But rope break.
Most decadent suplex. Just in the wrong part of the ring.
Locking in submission just a few inches off the rope. Reaper gets out of it. Reaper with an interesting jumping DDT there. And only a 2 count.
It's the Decadent Man up. Fisherman driver there. Looks to go to the top again.
Going to the top. Could be thinking a move he missed earlier.
The
Moonsault.
Moonstomp. We've seen him end matches with that.
Does a pin. 1, 2. 2.9 there.
Decadent Man just able to sneak out, proving he is worth having the spot in this gauntlet.
Watkins kneeling over the body of the Decadent Man. Signaling another climb to the top. Will have to adjust his strategy. Goes for the dropkick, misses it. Decadent Man is looking for something. Looks like
chair again.
Looks like it's going to be at the most decadent German. And Watkins has been taken down by the Decadent Man.
The Decadent Man continues on. As we see some of the highlights as we get ready for the next person to come in. See that first Decadent suplex. Just in the ropes.
It is a great start for the Decadent Man. However, he has to keep on. He's got to keep control going. He's got to do quite a bit to stay in the match. He's got 2 more opponents coming up. So use your West time wisely.
Yes. Running the highlights to give Decadent Man a few moments of respite. He's celebrating while he can. And Big Show not happy. While we were gone to break for a second, the Big Show slid in the ring. It seems the Big Show drew the next place.
You gotta wonder what that would have meant if Watkins had won the match. Regardless, however, it does seem as though the team is going to get a second shot at pursuing the Multiversal Championship. As Big Show takes on the early control. Vicious slam to the floor there.
Just putting all his weight on the most Decadent Man.
And remember, the decadent man is not fresh. Decadent man has been strained by the match with Mr. Watkins.
Just working over the spine now is the Big Show.
And now he's got to compete against a 7-foot individual. And thrown straight to the outside.
Big Show looks like he's willing to take a count out.
What is he
The
planning?
Big Show's going to the top.
Things you never thought you'd see.
He's not.
A 9-to-5 elbow from the Big Show from the top turnbuckle. Looked like he was going for a super kick as well. What has Watkins been telling the Big Show?
We might see a count out. There's Press laying down. Laying a beat down on the decadent man.
It's a tactic for sure. Capitalize on the injury.
Bounces off the ring post. Gotta think if I was
Watkins,
the Big Show, I'd just try and slide in. Nope.
looks like the Big Show is not content.
Big Show wants to finish this properly.
Goes for the pinfall. Only a 2 count of the decadent man there.
Gotta think Big Show might have taken a bit too much time playing around.
Perhaps, but he is playing with injured prey. So it's not exactly as if he has to face someone completely fresh. Oh,
The decadent man managing to power up the Big Show. The most decadent suplex.
Watkins knows how that feels. Only a 2 count.
Big Show managing to power out.
Spear by the Big Show.
That could be it.
Only a 2 count. Big Show's excited for another move. It looks like he's going for a classic. The WMD. Might have knocked out the decadent man cold, going for the pin. 2, 3. The decadent man is out.
The Big Show only has one more man to beat, and he could be the #1 contender.
You gotta think that would have been good for either Watkins or the Big Show. All they need to do is lie down and take the pin. It's relatively fresh. Unfortunately, Watkins did lose, but the Big Show picks up the pieces.
That's a great comeback attempt. It was cut off with that spear.
And the Big Show will be moving on to fight his next opponent.
And there it is. That is that knockout blow.
There's a reason it's called a weapon of mass destruction.
And one more of those, and he could be your #1 contender.
It's definitely a possibility. Again, he only has to fight one more opponent. Taking his time to celebrate, but it looks like his new opponent is coming to the ring. We're very familiar with this Titantron. We're very familiar with the music. Former contender for the multiversal championship.
Yes, the man has earned his way in before. He's looking to earn his way into a singles contest this time.
And he is accompanied by Lilith. Typically, he's been without assistance. However, it wouldn't surprise me if knowing Watkins was going to bring the Big Show. Like, bringing a little help of your own is never a bad idea.
Yes, we have seen Lilith's second nightmare, I think, once before now. We know they have been. We've been aware of their association for a while.
It could be a Nightmare scores his second shot at the Multiversal Championship.
As the winner of this match will go on to face the Multiversal Champion Waluigi at the next big show, or next show, which is the next big show, which still needs a name.
You gotta think Waluigi will be watching on from the back. You'll want to know who his opponent is. And the match is underway. Big Show taking advantage of the power game early on.
Big vertical suplex.
This is definitely a battle of experience versus just sheer athleticism.
Athleticism and innovative offense. You do know he likes to employ that top rope corkscrew stunner.
Indeed, while the Big Show has been wrestling, much like other people on the show, for decades, an athlete in Japan, an athlete in America, Nightmare bouncing off the ropes to gain momentum for the running clothesline.
Yeah, this is what we talk about, innovative offense. You don't have to springboard for an attack. You can springboard just for movement.
A very good idea in the scheme of things. Don't need that momentum potentially to take out a bigger foe. Getting shoved off by the Big Show, just being dominant.
Using his size, but Nightmare looking to Irish whip, but couldn't. Goes for the low drop kick. Now gets the Irish whip. Runs in with a forearm. Takes the big man down.
Yeah, it only took a small stumble. You gotta capitalize on the legs of a larger athlete. Typically the weak point. Especially since Big Show center mass is very much in his upper body.
And of course, the last time Nightmare earned an opportunity, it was against Sheamus, so he does have that big man like experience, but the difference between the Big Show and Sheamus can be quite significant. But did Nightmare just get distracted by Watkins for a second?
He did indeed. You gotta think Watkins a little envious of Nightmare perhaps. Footage froze.
Nice.
Useful. Come on, footage.
Getting the look to debut.
Come on, footage.
Show with the cover. Only a 1 count.
As I was saying before, my camera completely froze there. Watkins got to be considering Nightmare a rival to some regard. Nightmare's been getting opportunities while Watkins has been sitting in the back watching on. You know, we've all been there thinking we can do better than our colleagues.
Yeah, just the if that was me sort of mentality.
Yeah, pretty much. Got to think about it. I think Watkins is happy to just see his associate win the match. I mean, take what victory you can.
So we're still not 100% sure of the business relationship between Watkins. Again, Watkins up to distract. Marky Mark's gonna have to do something about this.
Again, if you have the assistance, you might as well utilize it. Pinfall by the Big Show. Not even a 1 count. Jesus. Going for the headbutt. Unsuccessful. Big Show with the agile takedown.
Big DDT there. Seeming to stun the Big Show.
Looks like he's thinking of something. Going for the moonsault.
Standing moonsault. Cover. Watkins distracting the ref. Marky Mark, do something about this. You gotta think, Lilith is there. Lilith can be an equalizer, but she's not doing anything.
Lilith has faith in Nightmare, apparently.
Looking just to be the moral support. Again, Watkins up.
This is the one issue Nightmare has to work around. It's that distraction. You can't yourself be distracted when you're in the ring with a 7-foot giant.
Can't let himself fall for the distraction.
Precisely.
Dodge the soda block, gets the kick, goes to the top rope.
Gotta be careful up there. Watkins looking on. Diving elbow misses it.
Overhead punch. Spear. That's how he set up for the WMD last time.
He's seeking the pin. Might as well try. Only a 2 count.
Yeah, he's looking for it. This could be it for Nightmare. The knockout shot. The weapon of mass destruction.
That's destruction. That's the one. And it looks like it could be over. 2 count only.
We saw that that dropped the Decadent Man.
To be fair, the Decadent Man was coming in out of his second match.
Pop up into a Hitieres.
Looks like...
It's like Nightmare's getting a second wind.
Yeah, thought Nightmare was going to go for something there, but Big Show got to his knees too quick.
Neckbreaker. Legs taken out.
Big Show saying it's enough. Is Big Show considering climbing again? Big Show has a plan, apparently. Stretching his legs.
Just laying shots into the Big Show, wearing the big man down.
This will be impressive. An alley-oop bomb. Again, getting distracted.
But he's not doing anything physical. He's not getting involved. Marky Mark is basically powerless. Looking to take out the legs, take out the base.
Going for the elevated stomp there. Getting a little extra height.
Some distance away from the roll. Standing moonsault.
Goes for the pin.
Big Show just tossing Nightmare off of him.
I think Nightmare's setting up for his finisher. He usually goes to the top rope after the moonsault.
But Night falls. Night falls.
And it connects.
Pulling him away from the ropes. Marky Mark distracted for a moment, but...
Watkins
pulled out Marky Mark! Surely Marky Mark's got to throw him out now.
That's physical interference. Marky Mark not throwing him out.
This is an interesting choice by the ref.
Watkins is straddling a very, very, very thin line.
Nightmare looking for it again. Oh, it goes for a crossy body.
You got it, sometimes just keep up the momentum.
What's he looking for now?
A super kick. Nails it. Goes for the pin.
With
a Nightmare able to. Watkins staying out presumably just to make sure he doesn't get the Big Show disqualified.
It's already throwing the line thin, and that is the first time we've seen that super kick out of Nightmare, bringing a knockout shot of his own to this match.
He just simply proved the Big Show had a glass jaw in that matchup. But it did take a lot of time to wear the Big Show down, even despite the fact that this is Big Show's second match. Not to mention it took 2 standing moonsaults, 1 night falls, and the super kick.
Yeah, you got to think that's like a mega death move for Nightmare. He hasn't had to pull that one out yet.
There's the interference.
Yeah, That's the reason why he had to pull out that big final move, that super kick.
But Nightmare will be competing for their second time for the Multiversal Championship.
He's hoping now it's a singles one-on-one competition that he can get it done.
I mean, if he can't, then perhaps that shows Waluigi's better at this than Nightmare. Either way, an impressive victory from Nightmare as he will be moving on to the Multiversal Championship contest. Ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the women's division for a six-man contest.
Yes, big implications as the champion takes on her challenger for the rights to choose the stipulation of the championship match.
Gotta admit, the belt is looking great. First time we've seen it since the collapse.
As all of the belts are getting a redesign with the former versions being destroyed in the multiversal collapse.
Yes. We still don't know how that collapse happened, but we're just glad that the title has persisted.
As your champion,
Yes.
Terranox.
Now, stipulation of note is that the winner gets to choose stipulation for their later contest. Team captains Nox and Elise
Yes.
getting to choose.
I think that Nox probably going to pick last man standing match again. It worked well for her in the match against Skybear.
Yeah, this was a very definitive win over Skybear, one could argue. So I wouldn't blame her for choosing the same stipulation again. Stick to what you're good at.
And we get to see who the champion has nominated. This is
And the flames are rising.
as the aspect of fire herself makes her way to the ring.
Appears to be that Nox has chosen a goddess to be on her side.
Yes, Eris, one of the newer gods, one of the newer aspects, but no less powerful, having control over literal fire.
Indeed, to the point where that's not even pyro. That's just what happens.
We didn't do that. That's all her. Yes, Eris, hoping to show off a bit more than she did in the Rumble. Get you a bit more of a spotlight here. And really pull out that burning spirit she likes to show off.
Yes, indeed, in her first, I'd say main roster debut, but technically the Rumble was a debut. The first regular show.
Yeah, for a lot of people getting their first proper showings post Rumble now.
So we'll be impressed. I do apologize. Go ahead.
And as we mentioned during the Rumble, this Eris is the sort of protege of the Scarlet Lady. See the tattoo around the waist of the mark of the Scarlet Lady.
Indeed, it is. It appears to be that they have chosen the recently well-performing Amanda Cox.
Yes, we've been talking a lot about how she's been seeing herself as overlooked, but in the last show she had a big show, big like standout performance, and caught the attention of the champion.
Yes, she did score multiple pinfalls in that contest. Of note, especially in the match.
Yes.
Cox looking to keep the momentum, you've got to think.
Yeah, she doesn't want to fall back into, just being there, right? She's here to stand out. She's here to, make a name for herself.
And it appears That's the number one contender has arrived.
Yes, the self-proclaimed ace of the women's division here in CCW. Eliza.
Showed an impressive win in the Rumble. Getting her own shot at the Women's Championship. You gotta wonder who she's gonna bring.
Yes, an impressive debut. As much as she probably politicked herself into a late spot.
Yeah, she's had to go to the back and find two individuals to join her.
Yes.
The question is, who will have heeded the call, so to speak?
Well, the Diamond Heiress, another relative newcomer, but with a strong showing so far. I can certainly see why you would want to recruit someone like her.
Indeed, Lisa England showed a fantastic skill in her debut. There's never been one to be overlooked.
And it's looking to hit that Fat Stacks powerbomb. Hope to get the win for her teammate tonight.
The question is, who is the last teammate?
Wait, you don't think?
It's possible. Never say never until you see him. But I do believe
Empress.
the Empress. It is.
Does this mean that? I think this means that Eliza might be the spade. It might be the clubs.
I mean, it would add up. It would be an impressive choice to keep the team in the spotlight.
Looks like Full House has finally revealed its final member. And they were already in for a title shot.
That is a strong way to lead a faction.
We see the.
You gotta think that Lisa is the protege.
Yeah, we see the leader of the faction, the Empress of Spades, entering the ring now. Protege Lisa and seeming cohort in Eliza.
And the two main women of our division, the champion and number one contender, start off the contest.
Going after the arm is Nox. Reversed.
Lisa returning the favor into a headlock.
Headlock takeover. Just grinding the neck.
Lisa being taken down in a more technical style. Not something you'd assume of Nox.
But might be wise. We know Eliza likes, to cheat her way through matches, so keeping things close might be a wise decision.
Scoop slam there by no one contender, tagging into Diamond.
Yes, Diamond Heiress, Lisa England. Thrown into the corner. Bounces out the corner and gets caught up and laid out in the Gourd Buster.
Hitting every part of the body. England with the pop-up Hurricane Rana.
Yeah, England returning a kind, heavy shot into a move, and then tagging in Heiress. The two collide rough in the air.
Though, might have been a better landing than what she would have gotten from Eris.
The cut.
Elbow to the face. Flying elbow.
Looked for the jumping clothesline again, misses. Open shin breaker.
Into the cross armbar.
I think there's a lot of technical prowess on on the team of Full House. We'll probably try and work all the limbs, never alone just one limb.
I mean, you're led by submission specialist and Oscar. the odds are they will kind of adopt that style.
Yes, they're making it Rainmaker already. Lisa might be looking to end this early.
Going for an emphatic win. Fat Stacks powerbomb.
Doesn't go for the stack pin, goes for the regular pin. Eris showing her determination to kick out there. Now, maybe not so much because, Full House is a team, but if, the team someone in Nox's team gets the advantage for her, you got to think that Nox is probably going to put them in line for a championship if she retains.
I mean, perhaps. I don't think it's the wisest move.
I mean,
Sure.
I think it's a fair deal, right?
It is, but when you're the champion, do you have to make a fair deal? It's kind of the catch-22.
That's a good question. Same vein. If someone on that team pins Eliza and Eliza wins, then the commission will probably, take that as that person should be the next contender. There's a lot of factors in this match.
True, but if Eliza is the last remaining member of Full House, would it be wise for them to, put Full House against Full House?
It's hard to say.
It's definitely a complex issue.
Starting to see some of that the dirtiness we were talking about from Aces High.
Wait a minute. Wait. Why is the ref allowing you into the ring?
What? Yeah, they shouldn't be allowing this.
But I guess ref's discretion. Marky Mark allowing a triple powerbomb. Going into the pin. Cox running to break it up before Marky Mark even counts.
I think Marky Mark wasn't allowing the count because of the, because of the teamwork involved.
Meanwhile, Cox and England turn at each other.
Gutbuster and then the senton. England might be taken out for a bit.
Should be throwing them both out of the ring. Neither the legal competitor.
I think Marky Mark's just focusing on the legal action.
He needs to keep control.
Eris now trying to build some momentum. Strong rip into the ring.
Slamming their chest onto the apron.
That's gotta hurt. Eris rip into the corner.
Eris taking her time. Cox not really made herself prevalent in this match.
Nox not getting a showing much yet, just taking out Lisa in that last pinfall attempt.
To be fair, neither has Asuka.
Going for the burning hammer.
Nails it right onto the cranium.
Liza now taking advantage.
Making extra sure.
Tagging to the Empress. Eris gets the hot tag to Cox.
Cox with a drop kick.
Coming in like a house on fire.
Running lariat. Into another. Quick offense from Cox.
The knee drop across the throat.
Trying to take advantage as much as she can.
Two freshest women in the match.
Cox looking for a Hurricane Rana.
Gets the Hurricane Rana around the corner. Cox taking her time, thinking what her next move should be.
She's got the leader of Full House lying there. Cox let. Talk about being cordial. Asuka takes advantage with the backdrop.
Cox now takes the Empress into the corner. Again.
Cox not capitalizing.
Just getting lost again. This is odd from any competitor.
Meanwhile, Terry Knox and Ares seem to be mirroring one another quite well.
Yeah, I don't know. Goad Cox into doing something, I think.
Probably. I mean, they must be a little worried when their partner just stands there. Northern Lights.
Rolling
Before we were going to see a
through.
Brigida pin.
To
Nails a suplex.
Yeah. Now,
Returning the favor.
yeah, now Cox looking for it. Awesome. Knox and Eris more than happy to oblige with a triple powerbomb.
Onto the leader of Full House, goes for the pin. Eliza breaking it up.
Knox throws Eliza into the corner.
Knox running into the ring, leaving soon as sunset flip. Cannot pin Eliza because she is not the legal contestant.
I think Cox has just realized that she's focusing on the wrong woman. But I think it's a little too late.
Asuka.
Now it's now Oscar with the mental blocks.
Cox with the
Bulldog.
into the. The lead does not exactly show a vote of confidence here. Going for another Hurricane Rana, connects.
But whips them into their corner. And wait, another triple powerbomb?
Well, the move is the triple. So might as well have three. Second to Oscar. Another pinfall. Eliza breaking it up again.
They were far too close to the full house corner.
That, and I think he was waiting for Eris to leave the ring. Eris was taking her time. Eris taking a small break, hanging onto the rope.
Oscar bounced off of the corner. Rung and dropped across the shoulders and into the tiger suplex.
Asuka ensuring the opponent where she wanted to be. Tags in Lisa England.
Yes, the protege of the Empress being tagged in.
Lisa capitalizing. Whipping Cox away from her own corner.
Cox fighting out of the full house corner. Snap now. Kick to the
Into
spine.
Lisa far from home.
And in comes the champ. And
Tags in Asuka.
Here comes the Empress.
Standing drop kick. Going for the single leg. It's the opportunity. Spinebuster bomb.
Knox pulling out some of that power game. Dodges
Knox
the knee.
went for a V trigger of sorts. Missed the opportunity. Size of turnbuckle gets snap mad into a kick of Asuka's own.
And we know how stiff Oscar's kicks can be.
Indeed. Lisa England back in the ring.
Snap suplex to the champion.
Right into the corner.
And now tying her up.
Octopus stretch.
Yes, in her home territory. Knox powering out. Vertical drop suplex. into the moon stomp.
Only a 2 count.
Champ kicks out.
Good defense by Liza, though.
Yes, I believe that movesault was Lisa's old finisher before, you know. Wait,
And a tap! The champ just tapped!
The champ just tapped to Lisa. You gotta think, even if Eliza doesn't win now, that Lisa's put herself into a position to get a championship shot. But if Eliza can't do it, then Lisa might get the second shot, and that's 2 shots in the bag for Full House. That's
pretty good going.
And if I know Eliza, she will not tell us what her plans are for her stipulation choice until we get to the match.
Yes, Lisa will be calling the stipulation for that contest. Wonder what she will choose.
Welcome back. We are in our semi-main event now. To get one more person in the triple threat to decide the first mid-card title champion. Everyone who has had an opportunity to qualify so far gets one more chance in this 8-man eliminator. And we start with Jack the Jobber's favorite wrestler, Lindsay Dorado.
Jack the Jobber is probably smiling somewhere as the member of Lucha House Party has readily promoted himself quite well as a spectacle, so to speak.
Yes, having a really good show in the Rumble on the first show put him in fairly high contention. He has been using that jump springboard platform ever since.
And time for the other 7 competitors.
And we've
taking their time.
We had 2 5-man qualifier matches, and these are all the people that did not make it.
And we begin with the American, or at least the most American of our roster.
Yes. And the crowd has been steadily souring on Guile over the past few weeks. Still not 100% sure why.
I have a theory.
Please share.
I think there's only so much you can take of a certain thing. You know what I mean?
That's understandable.
Like, Guile is patriotism to the 11th.
Yeah.
He has tattoos of the flags on his shoulders, for Christ's sake. And he walks around with the flag and the saluting. Might be the hair.
A man with Kane making his return. It's again looking for a shot at that mid-card title. We have Block Cena and Lex Flexington already in that match. This is an 8-man eliminator. There will only be one person left, and eliminations can happen anywhere.
Kane, very notable when it comes to multi-man matches. Formerly a Royal Rumble record holder. Say that 5 times fast. For most eliminations over the top rope. You gotta think he has awareness of the ring when it comes to multiple opponents. As we move into the 4th competitor.
Now, my thing says this is supposed to be Gaben, but oh my!
Do you guys endorse me on who the hell this is?
This is Debt Collector Gary, and I guess he repossessed Gaben's spot in this match.
I don't think that's legal.
I mean, he's an enforcer of the law, so I guess it is. Debt Collector Gary coming in and repossessing a spot in this match and looking to repossess the title.
He's got a ballistic vest. I'm pretty certain that is considered armor.
Yeah, well, he's a debt collector. That's his actual job.
Uh, apparently you can requisition title shots. It's a very interesting process, but back to our regular competitors.
Yes, back to the people that have already competed, the people that are actually getting their second shots.
It looks like it's the former Khan of Outworld, the Oshtek representative.
Sure, whenever Gaben gets back, he definitely will be looking to take his second shot back, and probably gonna have some major beef with the debt collector.
It appears that Kodal is ready for this contest. He was unfortunately unable to win his last match. However, it was a rather sneaky win by Lex Flexington.
Yes, getting the Lex special #1 on when no one else was looking. To sneakily pick up that victory. As we are now in the losing competitors from the second Fatal 5-Way match.
Getting a second shot here. It's a member of the Davaris. Rhea Davari in question. Talk about another athlete that's been taking the spotlight and running with it.
Yes, he has. He has been showing somewhat. That's all I can really say. But he's more of the lucky draw opposed to Lindsay, who put in a fantastic showing in the Rumble to get his position at the moment.
Well, you gotta have right place, right time.
And we see him for a second time tonight. He failed to capture the Husse Championship. And hopefully he has enough time to rest as the Grassman returns.
I don't really have a lot to say about Grassman that I haven't said previously, you know? He's a very strange individual.
Yes, I don't believe any commentator were prepared to have to explain Grassman twice in one show.
I don't think that's in any of our contracts.
But it's something we're having to do now. So
Yes. So, how to describe Grassman? He is grass. Man,
yes, he has power of grass, which is
that's how we secure a paycheck, folks.
a much weaker version of the power of the green.
He is not poison ivy, he is more like poison weed.
Just regular weed.
And not the recreational one, just to clarify.
I mean, also the recreational one.
I mean, I was referring to all those yellow annoying things, but sure.
Like dandelions?
I feel there's a lot of answers you could have given in that one.
Minions?
I'm not even going to acknowledge you said that.
I mean, you said it.
Okay, in fact, in replacement, I would rather acknowledge that. So minions! I'm not hiding under the desk. I'm not afraid of clowns a little bit. I'm especially not afraid of silent clowns doing dances.
Yes, he's both a clown and a mime, so it doesn't
I
speak
hate
and
him equally.
doesn't come out to music because, again, silent.
Why? The multiverse has raised me many questions. I question alliances. I question bookings. I question my co-commentator. No offense. I
Take it.
question this man a hell of a lot more. I question what the goes on in his head to make a clown mime. Multiverse, please. Oh, thank God, there's not a mime clown. Anyway, the match is underway with Lindsay going after Kodal, Kane going after Davari, Guile going after the debuting Gary, the Debt Collector, and Grassman taking on Guy I don't want to name.
Yes. Debt Collector Gary is also technically a celebrity guest, as he is from the TV show Debt Collectors.
You see, I watch its competition, so I can't say anything about Gary. All I know is that he's a guy who collects debt.
Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it.
Still, not as bad as General Asuka. If Wade Grassman getting pummeled by being I shall not name because it creeps me the hell out.
Really, is Hubert not like
Don't
normalizing it
bring up his
somewhat?
name, he might climb up here.
I don't know how you think that's possible.
Him to walk up a ramp? Very possible.
We're not at the top of the ramp.
We're at some place above the ramp.
We're as far as the this is concerned, we're disembodied voices.
I guess.
On a cardboard boot onto Guile.
Gary is on the floor. Up the road.
You from Kotal.
Can just show his ass in Kyle's face? Jeez. Kota looking for a quick win on the debuting celebrity.
Yes, looking to take out the Debt Collector.
Oh no. Oh no. The clown's coming up the ramp. Stay down there. Stay down there.
There is no debts that for the con.
I mean, the con kind of killed everyone he owes money to.
Yeah, like
he's an Osh-Tech. It's kind of their job. Went through Marky Mark.
Springboard back distortion of reality. Into a neckbreaker. Soulbutt, dropkick missed.
Lindsay Dorado has a new superpower. It's called desolidification.
Did you just have to Google that?
No, I made it off the top of my head.
Okay, that's.
But everybody's voices, we don't have Google.
Something internet guess?
Don't bring up that thing. Pinfall by Gary.
Hubert spinning on Grassman.
Please don't say his name.
What else do you want me to call him?
Creepy as hell.
It's a bit too long for commentating purposes.
Okay, creepy.
I'm going to continue to call him by his name.
Okay, I'm just going to call him Creepy. Creepy with the airplane spin.
Looking to take out the Grassman who has already been in a match tonight. By his own choice.
Yes. By his own daft choice.
Confident, maybe too much confidence from the grass.
I mean, the grass is still Creepy is tangled in the ropes.
Fist drop from Hubert.
From Creepy.
Looks for the cover.
Don't win.
And there goes Grassman. That is your
Oh
first elimination.
no! The Creepy guy got a win.
Claw slam from Kodal onto Davari.
Kane taking a pin on Gal, Marky Mark, running to the scene. Only a 2 count.
Well, there can only be one. And it's definitely not Grassman. Hubert getting pinned by Lindsay.
And yes, he's gone! He's gone! So long, you creepy clown. Oh wait, no, he's going to come up the ramp, doesn't he?
Again, we're disembodied voices.
Yes, but I still like to think I'm there.
Davari rubbing invisible nipples.
What?
Did you not see that taunt? He was...
No, I'm too busy watching Gary get thrown the hell down the ring.
Davari with a super kick onto Kotal Khan.
Kotal Khan could be seeing stars.
Gorilla press into a moonsault from Guile onto Kane. Marky Mark taking his time to get out of the ring. We could really use a second referee for the sake of this match, but we only have Marky Mark. Kotal Khan looking to humble Davari.
I mean, to be fair, can you blame him? Davari taps to the camel clutch.
Davari has been humbled.
And you do not mess with Oshtek law, as Kotal would say. Gary is definitely wanting to mess with Oshtek law.
Yeah, Gary looking to deal out some of his own law. And
Yes,
says, I don't care, I don't follow your human law.
He wants the Oshtek gold, it looks like. Dorado wants a piece.
He is the Golden Lynx.
Kicked in the shin, kicks to the other shin. Kane with the pin on Guile. And Guile's been eliminated.
I feel like Kane and Guile were fighting a lot in there at the last match as well, because they were both from the same heat.
Yeah, they don't like each other.
Definitely seems that way.
Arena Davari finally waking up.
He was too humble.
Dorado with the pin. Only a 2 count.
Yeah, Dorado almost getting a second. Crucifix bomb.
A 1, a 2.
That's 2 eliminations now for Lindsay. And one of them was Kane.
We are down to 3 people.
And we were almost down to 2 as Dead Collector Gary only almost pinned the Khan.
It's not botchamania if it didn't happen. That's how like, oh! Total Khan kicking up Gary! Bye, Gary! Great knowing you! Great knowing you! Beautiful slam.
Into the spike.
And laying down the Oshtek law. We are down to 2.
The lynx that showed off in the Rumble and has been showing off since, looking to take a spot. Take out his second big competitor.
Third
competitor overall.
Yes, I count him pinning Creepy.
Yeah, he pinned Hubert, but Hubert wasn't a big competitor.
He's big in my nightmares. Pinfall by Kotal.
Let's say powers out. The winner of this will go face Lex and block Cena to win the mid-card title.
You gotta think Kotal's in a great position.
Hip drop, knee drop. Picks up Lindsay. Lindsay battling back.
Hurricane Rana. The Lynx is planted. He's ascending. Shooting star press.
It was picture perfect.
That's it.
And with 3 eliminations, Lindsay putting a big showing.
Lindsay has qualified. Taking the advantage. Just impressive win.
Someone make a note to fire the camera guy behind those highlights.
We shall have to note that.
airplane spin that took out Grassman. But that is all in the past now. Lindsay moving on. Lindsay looking to win the championship. But he's got to fight a Superman in Bloxina and a technical masterclass in Lex Flexington.
The question is, can he do it? It is time for the main event of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, the two tag teams from Contest 1 and 2 will battle it out to become the #1 contenders for the tag championships.
As the winner of this match will face Alternate Reality, me and Sam, the current tag team champions, at our next show, our first big special show. Not including the last show, which was everything got destroyed and we had to kill time show.
And you've got to think, even though they're potentially excited to fight each other, you got to think this is bittersweet for Jeff. Having to fight Matt.
Yes, this among other things, is also a battle of the Hardys.
A very rare event. It's only happened 2 notable times.
And I don't know if any of those were in tag team competition.
They were not. It was once suggested, but didn't happen. Because Matt chose Braden Walker. There's a name for someone to remember. And the powerhouse of the 4 athletes.
And probably the freshest of the 4. Did very little in their winning effort in the second match of tonight.
Still wearing the Hardy shirt. You gotta think. This is the freshest man going into the contest. He really didn't do that much in his match against Mr. Peanut and Ashens. With Jeff being the openly dominant individual. Hamboy could potentially swing it.
Yes, he definitely has the advantage, at least as far as damage sustained goes. Crowd still unsure about the Hamboy. Some people think that he's a bit too violent and too vicious, but I think he's changing people's opinions.
I mean, violence works to some point. A psychological thing, taking Big Boy's track.
We were talking about between, the count out win, that Scorpion has been doing a lot more cerebral fighting this season.
Well, the thing is, he's taking on a team here with a strategical mastermind in his corner. Scorpion usually is a creature of instinct. He's usually a creature just to fight, and keep fighting until everything stops moving. But this is a type of contest where I think he greatly appreciates the mastermind in his corner. So to make sure that he's safe. And speaking of that mastermind, the multiverse's own resident tour guide, and the other half of the Hardys.
Potentially looking to resurrect Brother Nero. Or maybe there's some part of Hamboy that needs being deleted.
I mean, you gotta think this is a win-win for Matt. because Matt gets Jeff potentially as an ally once again after this. But even if he doesn't, he has Scorpion. A hell of a vicious animal.
Even more so, can we imagine all 4 of these men teaming up?
That would be very unusual. We would have to see. Get the contest underway. Jeff and Scorpion begin the match.
Mark into the break. In separation, Scorpion. Snap suplex, looking for to win it early.
Dude, snap fisherman's failed. Taking advantage of the fact that the weaker of Jeff's team is in the ring.
Yes, Jeff, the weaker member of the team, starting. Scorpion, the fresher member of his team, starting. Interesting strategies from both sides.
Yes, Hardy. I should really clarify which Hardy. Matt Hardy probably wanting just to get a little bit more time to heal up, which is not a bad idea.
And Matt took the majority of the last match. We were saying if that match ended that that could have been the strategy. Have Matt, do the majority of the first match and have Scorpion do the majority of this match. We'll see if that is how it goes forward.
Perhaps it is. Jeff escaping punch to the face of the Revenant.
Measured shot to the skull. Pulling Scorpion into his corner. And here comes the fresh man.
This will be the first major stint of Hamboy's night.
Scorpion cutting off that offense quickly.
Big Boy, of course, still wearing the Hardy shirt. Gotta wonder what that's doing to Matt right now. Matt's gonna have some memory of it.
Yeah, so there's a Hardy Boy shirt, not just a Jeff shirt.
A slight psychological edge for Jeff and Hamboy, perhaps. As Hamboy goes for the backbreakers.
Yeah, just a couple of backbreakers just warping the spine of Scorpion.
Jeff Hardy wearing down the arm.
The shot to the face into the corner. Splash avoided.
Scorpion punch to the outside. Matt staring on as his brother DDTing Scorpion into the floor.
Bouncing Scorpion's head off of the steel steps. Rocky Rock at a 4 count now. Jeff laying in shots, whip to the barricade. And Scorpion throwing the match back inside.
Jeff taking control once again, going for the twist of hate, connects.
Goes to the top. Jeff looks like he might be trying to finish this.
He's carrying the momentum. Looks to be setting it up. Swanton misses.
Oh, Scorpion saw that one coming. He's done his homework. Or he doesn't even need to do his homework. He just, he's teaming with Matt.
Yeah, all he needs to do is look at Hamboy's shirt and he knows what to look out for.
The punt!
Oof! Sickening blow to the head.
Looking to end this man's career.
Doesn't get the pigs of Hamboy. Matt's gonna try and get Hamboy out of the arena, or at least out of the ring, I should say.
You gotta think Jeff should be thinking about a tag right about now.
You gotta think Scorpion needs one too. Atomic drop
First atomic
into
drop.
the double leg to the groin, into the drop kick.
It's a little cheeky, but it's effective. Into the twist of hate.
Second time this contest. Onto Scorpion, goes for the pin. Scorpion with a
kicking out.
2. Headlock on Jeff. Headlock by Jeff, countered by Scorpion into a standing headlock.
Holds broke. Jeff powers. Oof.
Falling powerbomb.
Into his corner as well. That's definitely useful.
DDT.
The elevated DDT.
It's gonna hurt a lot.
Shout out to Joseph Connors.
Gravity on your side's gonna hurt. Matt getting tagged in for the first time in this contest.
This is where
The
we
crowd.
see where we might see that plan kicked into place. Like Scorpion has had the time to deal damage, and now Matt can
More
just come in and
importantly,
finish things off.
just listen to that crowd, the elite chants.
As Matt,
Oh,
they're behind Matt seemingly. Looking for it again, maybe? Yes, into the turnbuckle.
oof.
Matt went face first into the turnbuckle.
Trying to weaken
Might have even
his
gone
brother.
he might have even gone into the post, not the turnbuckle pad, like the actual buckle that connects to the ring post.
Jeff's looking to keep momentum.
Again, bouncing Matt's face off of the apron.
There's no such thing as family right now.
And if there was no plans or targets before, Matt's face might now be the target.
Looking to capitalize into a diving leg drop.
Big height on that leg drop, looking to follow up from the other corner.
Swanton connects onto his brother. Goes for the pin.
Jeff's gassed. It's
Matt
enough.
is eliminated. Jeff and Hamboy picking up the victory.
Again, we didn't see too much of Hamboy, but he did enough.
Jeff is definitely being the leader, taking on the workflow.
Yes. Jeff,
And impressively so.
I mean, Jeff is the veteran. He's basically like, he's honing the raw power that is Hamboy and making it into an actual wrestler.
You gotta work with the tools you're given, and to be fair, Hamboy is one hell of a tool.
The card is pretty much set now for our next show, as all of the championships now have contenders. We will see you next time for those matches and a couple of grudge matches as well.
But until then, this is us, the commentary booth, signing off.
See ya.